Alright, hey guys, Megan with another YouTube video. So, today I was a little bit bored, as I was watching Netflix on the TV, I was like, okay, I need something to do. So I built this really cool, display stand for my Beretta 23R from Black Ops 2. Obviously this thing is in like no good repair at all because it's missing part of the trigger there and then missing the front sight. But this was like a really cool stand to build. I'll bring it up over here. I'll show you guys. Basically how this works is that in the back is a slope piece and then the front is the same slope piece, and then it just sits right inside just like that up on top of it. And then this black rail piece stops it from sliding any far forward. Even if it did, there'd be a piece here to stop it from sliding any far forward. And then this just sits flush in the back right there. And then this holds the magazine. And then it's just hollow on the inside. The only reason that these really are on here is just to keep it... this base plate down here, this yellow one that I'm using, was unfortunately... it's like warped a little bit. Kind of. So I fixed it by putting out that right there. So while I was building this, I was like, that was a pretty fun build. How about I build another stand for a pistol? Which, you know, I don't have very many pistols. I've got obviously the MP7 on its stand, the M4 PDW, and then the two Scars. This is the PDW 57. I got the P90, M4 PDW EDW, the Vector, the Spectre, that M4 PDW, and then the revolver. And then the only kind of like other pistol that I have is the VBR PDW, but it already has its stand. So I was like, okay, well, what pistol am I going to put on the stand that I built? And this is the stand, by the way. So this is a really cool stand to build. It's super fun. I liked it. So I was like, okay, so what am I going to, put on the stand? And that's where I built what we're going to be talking about now. Okay, so this, I apologize to headphone users if that was loud. So I decided to build this. So this is a Glock 18. The top of it is not compensated, so it's just Glock 18 and not Glock 18C. It's got the red polymer lower with like a little bit of pink and then a little bit of dark red, and then the black slide, and then the red details and stuff. With black magazine. This magazine is built sideways instead of using the normal 2x4s that you see there to fit this way. I built this one sideways and then had to use vent pieces of the smooth piece. So some of the details, these are the finger grooves, and as you can see, once I hold the weapon properly, it fits really well. This bottom finger obviously doesn't. This one's just not, I don't have a long enough reach on it. There you go, much better. Curved trigger, which works. It's only stopped by the trigger guard. The trigger guard was really fun to do because, as you can see, it comes out here and it curves around and then it comes up into the top of the gun, and I needed a way to connect this to the frame so that this doesn't wiggle around. As you can see, I'm putting a good amount of force into this and it's not moving at all, and it connects up in there, as you can see, to two pieces, and I'll show you what they're connected to. They're connected to that piece right there, this connecting piece that this hose is connected to. It's connected to those because the ones that indent a little bit, on the back of them there's open stud spaces. Just put this up real quick. I broke it. So it's connected to that. So this piece here is a 2x4 that comes up to right about here, and it connects in, and then it has to sit flush to these bricks using flat pieces instead. So that was a kind of hard trigger guard to do, but it was really fun. Trigger. The thing that stops it is this 2x3 plate. This and this are reinforcement pieces. The rubber band mech is on this side, and it uses a really small rubber band. You can see it, it's that white little mark in there, and that's actually a rubber band that I used for my braces to move my mouth around. I just so happened to find one of those randomly lying around in the black Lego box, the black piece Lego box. So I was like, okay, well, I need a really small rubber band since this is taken and that's taken, so might as well use it. And it's actually really good. It snaps forward really quick, and it can stretch quite a distance. Of course, removable magazine. The bullet in the top of it. The only reason, like literally the only reason this tape is here is because it fits so loosely in this mag well that it would just fall out of the gun, and I don't have a magazine release on this one. So I had to tape the top of it to give it a little bit more distance so that I could actually leave it up in the gun without having to worry about it fall out. But the gun is curved, so it's more comfortable. So is the front. This is a rail system. This piece in here, at least this first 6 studs here, is probably going to be replaced by some slope pieces, some V slope pieces, because that's the Glock look instead of just this square. But as I was building this, I couldn't find any of those in red, so I'm probably going to find some in black and then replace the ones on the Skyhawk and the cockpit area using the black ones so that I can use the red ones on here. But I'll get to that eventually. That's the only pink brick on this entire model, I promise. Lego logo. Lego logo. Ambidextrous fire selector. Believe it or not, this Technic rod here, which is a 6 instead of a 5, is also the very same thing that holds the rubber band to the breech right here. It's what resets the slide, because you can see the rubber band right there. Sights, super simple, but are really nice. I really like these sights. Top of the gun, super simple, smooth plates. Obviously your shell ejection port, which is red, and then when I open it and lock it back, you can see it's open now. You can see the red rubber band. This is also good because you can see how the slide lock works. The rubber band in here is like really strong. If I let it just snap forward on its own, it will probably break the part holding it down. So I'm gonna put my hand in front of it. So as you can see, it does reset on its own. There's a little bit of barrel detail here in terms of compensation type things. And then underneath is the guide rod for the this is your return spring basically. See the black piece that moves with it. That's basically where the slide started. It was right there, and then I worked my way up from there and then back. And then I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but the most interesting thing about this model, and you guys cannot see this at all, but this piece is a 1x4 arch that just fits over this barrel here, and it's almost this perfect fit. So instead of like down here, you can see that small little triangle of a gap. That doesn't happen up here because it's actually an arch piece that just fits so perfectly over this barrel. So overall, this is actually a really fun model to kind of play around with. It's definitely it looks a lot better than the Glock 31 that I did a little while back. The Glock 31 had the slide height of 3 whole bricks and then a little bit more platage. This has